7 reasons why deep thinking business owners work with us when they want their ideas to become commercially viable without being forced into someone else's way of working. This is a short explanation of how we at Pharos Business work and why some deep thinking business owners choose to work with us. Nothing here is a pitch, nothing here assumes you're ready for anything. If any parts of this resonate, that's useful. If they don't, that's useful feedback too. This is simply an overview of the 7 reasons people tend to recognize themselves in our work. You're free to listen, skip around, or stop at any point. Reason 1, price and decision safety. I want to start with price because uncertainty is expensive and avoiding it is part of the work that we do at Pharos Business. So our first paid step together is what we call a heaven or hell clarity call. The investment is a straight up $1,000 and the only purpose is to reduce your load, not create momentum. At the end of that call, there's always a clear choice. You can pause or continue. Both are equally valid. Obviously, if we're fit, we'd love to work with you. If continuing makes sense, the next step is a 30-day orientation program where the investment is an additional $1,500. That 30-day month exists to create clarity and determine mutual fit, nothing more. We have some deliverables we give you, and part of that is both a strategic and action plan. And here's the key working with us. You're never paying to stay confused, and you're never paying to be rushed. Reason 2, finished decisions. Many people we work with don't lack ideas. They lack finished decisions. Unfinished decisions quietly drain time, attention, and energy, even when nothing appears wrong on the surface. Our work isn't about adding more thinking. It's about helping you finish the specific decisions that keep looping so they stop taxing you. Finished decisions create relief. That relief is usually the first real signal of progress together. Reason 3, your way of thinking. You won't be asked to adopt someone else's framework or way of working here. We start with how you already think, nonlinear, pattern-driven, iterative, and we build structure that works with that instead of against it. The goal isn't to make you more disciplined or more confident. The goal is to make your way of thinking commercially viable without it costing you more than it returns. Reason 4, fewer irreversible moves. Most regret doesn't come from moving too slowly, it comes from committing too early, too publicly, or too broadly. Our process is designed to reduce irreversible moves, decisions that lock in people, spend, or reputation before clarity exists. We narrow options safely and test assumptions without unnecessary exposure. Progress here is measured by reducing the cost of being wrong, not by increasing speed. Reason 5, commercial viability without performance. You don't need to sound finished, polished, or overly confident for your ideas to work in the market. We don't ask you to perform certainty or simplify your thinking prematurely. Instead, we focus on making ideas commercially viable as they are, unfinished, evolving, and honest. The result is traction that fits who you are, not a version of you designed to impress. Reason 6, optional continuation. Continuation is never assumed in any of our work. Every option includes the ability to pause or continue without penalty or loss of standing. Progress isn't required to be linear, and regulation is treated as success, not resistance. Staying only makes sense if it continues to reduce load and increase clarity. When that's no longer true, pausing is the right move. Reason 7, delivered, not explained. Once decisions are finished, they're translated into usable outputs. plans, direction, and next steps you don't have to keep re-explaining. You shouldn't have to carry the strategy in your head or justify it repeatedly. The work leaves you with something stable enough to act on, even when your attention is elsewhere. Clarity isn't helpful if it still requires constant effort to maintain. Thank you. That's the overview. If this clarified how we work at Pharos Business, that's enough. If it helped you rule us out, that's also useful. And if it created a quiet sense of recognition, you're welcome to explore further on your own timing. There's no expectation either way. Thank you for taking the time to listen.